You watch
Oh,
the movie, then you go to bed, and then that.
Such a great
then you're just
question.
playing in that movie and you can't get out of it.
You're brilliant. The Matrix is one of my favorite movies. Inception is another one. But I had the Matrix, I was in the Matrix several times in a dream when I felt like I was coming out of a false reality. I was getting unplugged from a false reality. That's what the Matrix was. So a lot of times, just remember that you watch a movie before you go to sleep, right? You watch a crazy movie, and then you dream something that has to do with the movie. Remember that Creator and your dreams are going to use whatever's in your reservoir. It just happened to be in your reservoir. So it was convenient. It was a convenient way to use the message. In other words, it fit in the construct of the movie so that you would understand it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Did a bell go off? Did a bell just go off?
Well, I don't know. Am I
Okay.
a mole?
I don't know. Maybe you're called to be more covert.
Maybe so.
Sometimes we're not supposed to be right out there. We're supposed to affect, but we affect in a way that is a little more
Oh, that's very interesting.
subtle or covert. Not everybody's right out there, right? We all have different parts and different purposes, right?
Yeah.
In different ways that we are called, or even our personalities, our characteristics, our personas. We're different. I am very much a mole in some areas, and I don't know if I want to share this on record or not, but sometimes I get to speak in, best way to say this, I get to speak to organizations or groups that do not necessarily believe like I do. I'm going to put it like that. That's probably a safe way to say it, right? So I go in and I speak to them, but I'm speaking their language. But I'm not trying to change their mindsets. What I'm trying to do is provoke them to think bigger, so that they can think for themselves, right? So that they can use their own intellect that Creator gave them to make their own decisions. So I throw something out there that's very provocative to them, right? And it's like, but I'm speaking their language. So I sort of slide it in under the radar. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to do that with people so that it's a little disarming. It doesn't, because if you go in there and you're speaking a completely different language, I'm not gonna go to Italy and speak to all those Italians in English who don't speak English. What's the purpose of that? They don't understand anything I'm saying, right? But I might go in there with a new idea, which is actually like a new language, and speak to them in Italian, and they get the concepts, like, boom, a light goes off. Do you know what I mean? I have a feeling that you are called to make lights go off, and you're just not yet aware of it. You also have a teaching gift. I see a teaching gift on you, but it's a by example. You're not supposed to be standing necessarily at the head of the room, and I'm not talking about with young people. I'm talking about you are a leader, but the way you lead is by example, and you have a very empathetic heart, and that example, even for your family, and I don't think your family has always seen that in you, but that is one of your greatest attributes. I see that very strongly on you. Does any of that resonate?
Oh, it does.
Oh, it does. I love it when I hear, oh, it does. Any other question? Nobody has a question. Oh my God.
I don't prepare. Like, how do you intervene in a dream? Like, how do you know? How could you can't predict what your dream's going to be. How do you, like you were saying, like something about like you were you had a light dagger and you were able to like,
Right.
how do you like?
But you
prevent-
guys came in a little bit late, and no, don't worry about it at all. There's no judgment here, honey, I'm glad you're here. No, what happened was, that dream with the dagger was over a 6-month period. So what happened was, I had this dream, and then I kept having this dream, waking up with this pain, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I went to Spirit and said, I just sat quietly before Creator and said, what the hay is going on? What's going on? I can't figure out what's going on. And I don't understand why I continue to have this dream. Well, what was going on was, he was showing me a wound from my past. The back, my past. And it was actually from childhood. And once that sort of bubbled up in me, and I was able to release that, then I had, remember, it was a process over 6 months. I was having this dream. So then I had a weapon too, but I didn't really know how to fight him. But I was getting stronger, right? So then I have the dream again. I've been releasing more of the junk over this 6-month period, and then I have a sword, but I don't really know how to use that, but you know, I'll try that. And then the last time I had the dream was when I had the lightsaber, which was, that was my 411, that I had released all of that pain, and I just beat him up, kicked his ass, and I didn't have the dream anymore.
So you asked Creator to help you with that issue.
To show
so
me
that way-
what it was, because your subconscious, you know, your mind, your reasoning in your mind, we go on about, we do life, right? We do life. So we go to work, we have our families, we do life. But in your dream state, in your sleep, a lot of times things are going on there that are really pertinent to your daily life, and you're too busy to notice. Does that make sense? So yes, when something like that comes up, then I just sit quietly for a minute, and I just ask, what is this? And then all of a sudden, what came to my mind was, that thing. Way back there. That thing. Which I thought, honestly, I thought had been dealt with. Apparently not. Did that answer your question? So I'm just looking for what is it? What is it why am I having this dream? That's why you ask those questions. And then you get the answers, and then, okay, what do I do with that? So one of the things, how many of you wish you remembered your dreams more? Okay, I have a dream prayer, and I'm going to read it over you guys if you guys agree with me and you're okay with that. And I'm also going to give you some tips. Some tips are this. You put a journal, and by the way, I have a journal with my template in it published. You can come by my, Sherry, our booth is number 11? 11. You can come by there, it's Dream Speech, and you can take a picture of, I only have one journal with me, but you can take a picture of the journal. You can order it on Amazon if you're interested. It has a great template in it, and it has a little dictionary in the back. But you always need to go to sleep with a journal or a notebook and a pen next to you. Now, FYI, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you turn on a big light, your mind just went from, I'm in this dream state and I'm nice and comfortable and I'm sleepy, to, oh, my day needs to go on. Are you with me? You just lost your dream. Because you're busy now. You've already gone from sleepy mode to, and you want to stay in that sleep, that awake asleep mode while you're writing it down. So I use a small flashlight. I have a small flashlight. I set by my bed, by my journal. I pick up my journal, I turn on the little flashlight, and I write just the main points. Now, when I do this, I close my eyes again and I walk back through it. Okay, I went to the grocery store. Now in my journal, I have a who, what, when, where. So who was I with? I was with Susie Q. Where was I? I was at the grocery store. When was it? It was in the middle of the night. And for some reason I was aware that it was 4 o'clock in the morning. All of those details are going to be important, but those are the main pieces of your dream. And then the what was happening? A child fell out of a grocery cart. right? That's the what. Okay, so then I go back to sleep and I go into the same dream or into another dream. But when I wake up for the morning, I set my alarm early enough that I have time to sit down and process for about 30 minutes or so. Before I get out of bed, I sit down and I look at all the who, what, when, where. I shut my eyes and I begin to see all the details, and I start writing the content of the dream, and all the details come back.